I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Hey, this is Jason Rouse, and welcome to the Safe Word Podcast. On the show today, my good friend here, Brian Hatt, with two T's, right?
That's right. Titties, you might call them.
Was this a name that was shortened by your Dutch family in 1904?
You're so close. You're so close to the truth. I'm white all the way back. White. English, white.
I look Sri
Wonder bread.
Lankan next to you.
And we were hat makers.
Really?
But also criminals. So we fled to the New World, dropped the maker, and we just kept the hat.
What country?
England and Ireland?
Yeah.
Yeah. White on white.
Yeah.
You know,
I've been.
I'm inbred. I'm a fucking pug, buddy.
I've seen your family
Yes. You might
bloodline.
have. Yeah.
My grandmother's from Cork, Ireland.
Okay.
Grandfather's British on my mother's side.
He uncorked her, you might say.
Grimsby, the Brothers Grimsby, remember that movie? That was based on that town my grandfather was from. I've never been to Cork. I've been to, have you been to Ireland?
I have not, no.
Well, let's tell people how I know you. I think originally, I might have been introduced you via Sam Easton.
Yes.
And involved in jerky treats.
That's right.
Is that it?
Jerky treats? I think so.
I don't remember anything.
I guess that's probably the earliest memory. We did that rap together too.
We did a rap song together?
I think I might have for Decisive.
Yes.
Yes. The first time maybe we hung out.
Yeah. There was a thing. I was kind of I hung out with Gavin Stevens, Ron Jossel, Steve Patterson,
Good man.
Dave Martin, Zed Lacker, John Paul, and maybe a half a dozen other guys. And you guys had come in through this kind of sketch.
Yes, I did
stuff.
sketch for about 3 years.
Was that Jerky Treats or was that the comedy
No, Jerky
night?
Treats was the open mic that Sam started that I took over. That was so much
Tim
fun.
Nasiopoulos would kick the roof.
We would all, if you were bombing, you had to kick the ceiling. That was the rule, man. We encouraged heckling.
All right, I'll kick it.
Yeah, we did that shit long before Dan Guyry in his fucking safe room or whatever the hell he calls it.
That was the closest thing to Kenny Robinson's Groundhog Pub.
Yeah,
There wasn't
absolutely.
I think it wasn't as violent.
Yeah, no.
It was more fun.
Yeah.
Ennis is...
Ennis tried stand up there.
He gave me a message. He wanted to use something in some sort of book or something he was working in and made some reference and politely messaged me. I said, yes, good, run with it. You want to mention something that I did outside of a court case, be my guest.
Yeah.
But I think it was something to do with his nipples looking like cats' assholes. Because he had very dark areolas.
He so adored how you would just rip him apart
Yes.
at Rancho Relax. So he remembers all the great lines, like cigar burns, a couple of Hershey's kisses.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, someone shoved a pool cue through your back.
I think Ennis really subscribed to the Steve Martin end of absurd behavior.
Yes.
Was as macabre and vile that I would base him. He would revel in the idea that there was some sort of silliness to the whole hazing. Yeah, it was. Now he could call and say I was sexually harassing him.
Well, I mean, if you're going to go by the letter of the law, sure, but I mean, that's not what the 90s were about, man.
You'd go up the stairs and you'd look in and you're like, is this place open? For starters, the light, can someone turn on a light?
Yeah, the walls were made out of meringue, I think you used to call it, lemon meringue. Remember that weird textured, pointy? Like if you accidentally leaned against the wall, it would hurt your back.
Pierce your shirt.
Yeah. But I love that place. Long. Do you remember Hans McGillicuddy, the Swedish rock star?
Yeah.
Who
You
once
sing.
jumped off the stage, do a stage dive to absolutely nobody,
Yeah.
landed flat on his fucking stomach,
Yeah.
and lied there completely motionless
Yeah.
through your entire set.
Yes.
Despite you poking him and prodding him. And I still
I
don't
thought
know who he
he
is.
broke his arm or something like that.
Oh my! I thought he was out cold, man. I had to come
What-
and take a pulse.
There was a bunch of rooms because there was really not much places in Toronto for open mics. There,
No.
you had Spirits, which was kind of a staple.
Yeah.
Einstein's, the room that's still open. That
Still
place
going.
has been doing. It's been housing comedians for over 20 years,
Absolutely.
and there was
Ruby does not
a handful of rooms around the city,
Yeah.
but there wasn't that much going on. But you guys
Compared to now,
were a little DIY and started a room and stuff like that. I didn't want the pressure of having to pick name. You know what it's like to have to sit and try and structure some sort of a show, and you've got these fucking losers are descending on you.
Yeah.
And
Usually about 20 a night.
I have a friend who's one of the bookers at the Laugh Factory, and there's certain places he just can't go, or he'll just be hounded by the worst of the worst.
That's
Because there's no complaint, there's no screening process, so you're dealing with street level psychopaths.
Oh yeah, which I would welcome at times. I mean, I like to let the crazy play out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I still go to amateur night to this day because I like that element of surprise.
Sure.
That it's it's a bit of a gong show. You never know what you're going to get, man. There's some classics acts. Vita, for example.
Did you have a miscarriage on stage?
Of
Didn't
sorts,
go
in
into
a
a
spiritual
ventriloquist thing or
sense.
something?
I don't know. There was this Colombian guy who would dress up in this beautiful white suit and just jump on one leg and squawk like a chicken.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, there's always a local village idiot on top of. When you think you've seen all the nuts in town, some guy decides that he's, after pissed in a garbage can, that he's going to come in and throw a 5-minute set.
Because that's the beautiful thing about stand-up. Anyone can do it.
You started in Toronto.
I started in Toronto.
Went from doing, what was the sketch troupe you were doing? How did you
Mustard and Relished.
Mustard and Relished?
That's right.
They're the worst names.
I know. That was
and
it.
probably
Sounded
not
good in theory.
funny.
We were hilarious, damn it.
That's a hard thing. There was a sketch troupe that I loved. I think Mark had put some stuff with them. Shy One Horse.
Of course, I remember Shy One.
Yeah.
I work with them. Yeah.
I enjoyed. Those guys were like the Swede. They're all burned in a fire. They were like super nice.
Yeah.
And I ended up keeping in touch with a lot of them even years afterwards. And but their comedy was just
funny,
annihilating.
Man. I always say back then,
Balls out, literally.
There were so many good sketch troops, man. The Bob Room was killing it
Yeah.
back then. Do you
with John
remember?
Muir. I still see.
God, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. They had a different name back then, though. Josh Glover and
Mike
and
Beaver.
Nug
I
and
signed. I was
Beaver,
sitting in
yeah.
a park and I ran into him. Him and his wife lived in Echo Park at that time. But most of it, I can't stand sketch. It's it's kind of like a culty thing to begin with. It's
Well,
like
yeah.
rollerbladers and skateboarders.
yeah.
Skateboarders.
It's just a different mentality, right? Because it's all for one. In sketch, right? You're all in it together. And
Yeah.
Then stand up, you're on an island, man.
Well,
That's the difference.
I'm working on this film, and this is a very foreign thing that I have to accommodate the other things that are around me, opposed to do my selfish behavior. I'm really, now that when I go on stage, I'm like, it feels like no one's in my office.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking weird place.
It's
It's like tripping over the same broom in the hallway over and over and over again, and you can't figure out, but it's glued there, and you have to deal with it.
man, it's that's why it's like therapy to some people because you can just go up there and it's your time.
Well,
it's like the confession
We
box or
spent
whatever you call it.
we spent a Thanksgiving dinner with some of the cast in a cabin outside of Sudbury, and when we were in the cabin, I was like, they give me so many acting pointers and just help me a lot in this situation. I'm like, let me throw you some stand-up thing that might help you.
Yeah.
Come out, I'm going to give you a simple joke to repeat. Come into the room, this large living room. There's like a dozen of us all sitting there, and be say this joke. It's a very simple mechanics, and you can probably execute it. And the idea of that to her was paralyzing.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't. And then I'm like, that is like the opposite for me. Like I revel in that kind of environment, opposed to looking in someone's eyes and lying to them. It's just fucking.
Yeah, that comes so naturally to me. I'm not sure
in
why.
In relationships, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm, what do they call it? Sociopath. Anyways, moving along. No, I understand that. I can't do karaoke to save my life.
No.
That is a crippling fear of mine. But show my titties to a room full of people I've never met, no problem. Easy.
Yeah.
I'll do it for $20 or less on
Isn't
some
that,
nights.
on paper, that sounds like the in that kind of humiliation, the majority rather do the other thing.
Yeah. I think it just goes with your strengths and your weaknesses, you know?
So what do? You come to Toronto?
I come to Toronto.
From what year is this?
I was already here in York University in 1997.
Yeah.
Way back in the last century. Mm-hmm. That's where I met my sketch troupe buddies, Ennis Esmer, Sam Easton, Connor Green. Great
That's
guys.
right. Connor was a tall, lanky dude.
He was our sort of our dramatic, our straight man, our Oscar winner. So we formed that troupe. I do that for a few years with the guys, and we just separate on account of Sam goes back to BC for business. And so, like, that's when I jumped into stand-up and just never looked back. And that's where I met you. You were kind enough to mentor me. I was very much a disciple of Rouse back then, you know?
Yeah, there was a handful of guys, and you know, like you were saying, you like to go to rooms and see if the wheels are going to come off, or if you see a moment of greatness or something. Mm-hmm. And I think there's some value in that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like getting out, those early days getting out and seeing you guys perform and watching my friends do it in front of me made it so much easier to get out there and do it myself. Mm-hmm. And thank God for those early days.
Yeah, because
so many people helped.
Nobody would come down.
No, absolutely not.
I was like, and then I would bring other people. I go, I come from Hamilton. I'm like, let's fucking do comedy.
Yeah.
We can do it all the time here, because Hamilton's got a Wednesday night. Then I try and weasel onto a Thursday guest spot
at the club. Yeah.
And then if I couldn't afford it to go to Toronto, I'd sit at the club Friday and Saturday.
Absolutely.
And then try and figure out an open mic somewhere where a band was playing on a Sunday to Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. Healy's, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never went to that one. I went in once near the end of it, but there, and then Toronto, I'd come out and stay on Steve Patterson's couch. We lived together.
Yeah, I remember. That's when I was buying drugs from you.
That's right.
Well, you were on Palmerston, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah,
Which I ended up living on. Small world.
Yeah, what a great neighborhood.
Oh, absolutely. I was down by Dundas, but I love that place,
I sold drugs to Dr. Dre.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He paid. That's nice.
Yeah, no, he didn't have to. We ended up going to the Four Seasons and hanging out with him.
Oh, wow.
That's about as much as I can say about that.
Exactly. Well, involving lawyers.
It's a billionaire came to my house.
God, yeah, one of my inspirations, man. Talk about starting from nothing.
Right?
Yeah. And then a billionaire. That's insane to me. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
There's some very big business decisions made,
A lot of these guys got no credit back in the days, and then they just turned out to be better at it than most of the guys who were criticizing them. Yeah.
Well, I
love that shit.
You move here from
a little town called Ilderton, Ontario.
Ilderton. Population?
600.
600
at the time. Yes, we might have blossomed to 1,000 now.
That is, and I only shudder about that is because the people you go to school with, that's it.
That's the band.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
Good luck.
My high school had 1,200 people in it, to put it in perspective.
How many kids were coming on buses from farms?
All of them. We were the farm high school. Like we grew up just outside of London.
-30, 3 feet of snow, waiting for a fucking frozen soup can
That's right.
to skid down the highway.
Fuck yeah, bud.
And then get in, hunch over your lunch, and go to school while kids scream and panic because they've survived the season.
Yeah, being taught by somebody with
it's brutal.
Education.
Winter is a coming.
Yeah, It's I'm sad to say that I can feel it around the corner. My puss is starting to creak, like the wood floors, and that always means the cold front's moving in.
Your puss is creaking.
Man, you know how people have a trick knee? I have a sloppy cunt. Right? Sorry, Facebook. It's him. He does it to me. That's the old days.
Yeah, I've done some terrible things.
Yeah.
Anything that sticks out in particular?
Oh, wow. Jeez. Just the 2 pictures you sent me today alone.
I know, the gaper. Hey,
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
hit up Boomer Phillips on Facebook.
Boomer Phillips. Hey, man, get those skin tags looked out. Or balls. I can't tell what I was looking at.
It looks like someone rolled a fucking Danish under a heel or something.
That's right.
Of a work boot.
It's like somebody took the green stuff off a tennis ball, put it in the microwave for about 15 minutes, and then threw it against the wall.
Kicked
That's
it
what his
through a
balls
barber
are.
shop
That's
and
right,
then
yeah.
put a railway spike through it. Yeah, no.
Yeah. You know
it
when you
is-
castrate a cow? Anyways, go on.
You know the picture of the Scream. It's kind of like that.
Yes, that's what his asshole looked like.
I'm actually thinking about doing a
Scream.
short, dark. I showed it to Andy Dick, and he said it was gross.
Oh, my God. Andy Dick said it was gross.
Andy, that's what I
Oh, my
mean. That's where I
holy
want to
fuck.
start.
Good Lord. I
I got
saw
an
that guy
idea.
do coke off a raccoon's corpse. Thanks, bro.
Andy, I spent Christmas with Andy a couple
Get the
times.
fuck out of here.
It's fucking weird.
I bet it was.
It was weird. It was very weird because
Whoa. Okay, yeah, please.
I'm sitting there, Andy Dick's with his girlfriend.
Yeah, so
And,
he's straight. Okay.
And there's these 3 black ladies from the South. Really, they're not super conservatively dressed, but they're nice. They're nice folks. And Andy's doing the intro. We're doing all the introductions. Nice to meet you. We're all having our dinner. It's very festive. 13 fucking story Christmas tree. The whole deal.
Wow.
And Andy's like, this is my son and this is my daughter, and grabs his girlfriend and starts fucking just pounding out on her. And these
Wow.
ladies turn white.
Yeah.
It was great.
Wow.
He's hilarious, but he's
Yeah, I've
got
heard
some
so
pro-
much about that guy. I have so many
he's
questions.
super talented. You gotta keep
well,
some distance.
I loved him so much on News Radio, which is an old show I
Yeah.
love to watch with the great Dave Foley and the late great Phil Hartman.
I saw Dave just before I came out here at the Improv.
Oh, yeah?
I love seeing any of the kids in the hall.
Oh, absolutely,
well,
man.
Technically, you see Dave and Scott.
Super nice guy.
Most.
Yeah, Scott mostly. Yeah, I hardly. I see McKinney every once in a while floating around the annex, but that's about it. And,
Kids in the hall, people.
check it out, man. It's worth your time. Yeah, I like the whole thing that went down with Hartman and Dick.
Yeah.
And did John Lovitz really punch that guy out?
Yeah.
There was a rumor that he knocked him out for claiming that he killed Hartman.
There was a thing that John had sold Phil the gun that Phil's wife had used on him.
Oh, Lord.
So Andy had said to John that it was his fault that Phil was dead.
Whoa.
And John clearly lost it. Now, keep in mind,
Yeah.
I remember this some time ago. Someone
Yeah.
had told me this. It seems right, the math of it. But that's Andy's MO, right? He's crazy. He's crazy.
He likes to stir the shit
Yeah,
out
man.
a little bit.
He's funny, though, man. I love it. I live vicariously. I've quit drinking almost 3 years ago now. And Andy's that wild man.
Yeah.
He's that wild man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's still getting it
But
done.
when I do that, people want to stomp on my neck. When Andy does it, he's famous enough that they'll just kind of maybe throw him in jail or something.
Okay, how many credits do you need before you can do that then?
Well, this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Initially, when I even looked at comedy past A&E at the Improv and comedy at Club 54, the kind of stand-up that I'd seen through talk shows and in the traditional format of it. And then, I forgot where I was going with that. What were we talking about? What kind of...
All right, everybody back to one. Cut! Can I get a sandwich over here for fuck?
What, Andy...
What were we talking about? Andy Dick, stand-up, being hilarious.
Oh, and comedy, and after the kind of stand-up specials and things that I'd seen, there was something else. Fuck, I forgot again.
Maybe I should tell everybody out there in the Facebook world that we smoked a little weed before we started this.
Blasted.
And it will affect your memory.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Hit me.
And then Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Jim Carrey. God damn it, again.
Wow.
Jim,
Remember that, kids? It's legal, but it's not great
not
for you.
for everyone.
You know what I mean? Think about that before you hit the hash pipe. Hey, you won't find that on a
It's
pack of rolls.
legal, but it's not good for
Yeah.
you.
No.
Hey, my name's Brian Hatt.
Yeah.
You might have seen me on a Tuesday in Toronto walking down Queen Street.
Headlining, a wink. Well, not everybody gets the headlining amateur
They
night.
might be legal, but it ain't good for you. Look at this guy. He doesn't even know who he is.
No, I can't tell. Wow.
Something to do with like the transfer. Oh, did you Jim Carrey to be? That was kind of outside of. That was the only kind of personality that I've kind of looked at as somebody I could relate to in stylistically and somebody that I.
Interesting. Jim Carrey.
Yeah. When
Just because he's all over the place?
Well, his A&E biography.
Oh, yeah.
Really, well, in living color set the stage for me. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
like, I'm hearing now. I'm going to listen to his A&E biography, and I'm like, I can see that. I drive past that.
Yeah.
So he's clearly, we were saying like Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
Comedy talents and whatever path Jim
Almost
happens
to
to
a
be
flaw,
on.
yeah.
I back the guy.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
he's almost too gifted. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like comedy, what makes comedy so great is the swing. You know what I mean? Going from one place to another place. And he's almost cursed by that, I feel
Yeah.
like.
Pull this up a little bit.
That he's almost too affected by comedy.
Yeah.
It's too
It's
much
in his
of him.
fiber.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's, you got like, you see these kind of, there's this guy, David Goggins,
yeah.
who like flips a tractor tire in 90-degree weather down a highway 10 miles each way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Jim does that comedically.
Oh yeah. He's the guy pulling the
Yeah.
747 with his teeth.
Yes.
Yeah. He's
For the gag.
He belongs up there with the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
Buster Keaton.
yeah. Although he hated his own stand-up. Did you know that
The
because he
impression
did his
thing-
impressions and then he would
Because
see
hit
other
puberty.
people and
he's like, no one's gonna fuck me doing Rich Little.
yeah, exactly.
fucking shit.
Doing Ronald Reagan at 9.
Yeah, he's
Who is this
already
kid?
he's in Vegas doing shows for 90-year-old women. Jim could clearly see, and as driven he was,
Yeah.
to go, oh, okay, it's time to step off this. I need to take the training wheels off.
Yeah, he needed more space to play. Is
Yeah.
what he needed.
And-
That stand-up couldn't give him.
Keenan was like, oh, I know exactly what
Yeah,
to do with this. Let's just put him in the middle
Oh, man.
of some of the greatest.
Yeah, talent. One of my favorite memories of that show, which was fantastic, is I guess it was near the middle of the run, 2/3 of the way through, that Damon Wayans decided he was going to leave the show for his movie career, which
Yeah.
was about to take off. To be fair, and so they did
Handyman or
this.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, they did this great big sort of send off for him after at the end of the show. Instead of sort of saying goodbye, they said goodbye to him, and they rolled out the red carpet, when literally walked him out the hallway, down the fucking
Corridor?
out the door into a limo and off to Hollywood. Literally,
Yeah.
the limo had Hollywood written on the license plate. But as he was walking out, the people standing behind him were like Jennifer Lopez, Jim Carrey, like
Yeah.
guys that actually leapfrogged right over top of him. It just goes to show
He's
that.
listening to this right now going, we all know.
Yeah, yeah.
Jamie Foxx has got a fucking
Jamie
Oscar.
Foxx, fuck yeah, god damn,
He's got an Oscar.
yeah, but yeah, maybe Keenan Wayans the greatest talent scout of all time. Maybe
He was one of the hosts on Last Comic Standing. I went to go see the show and
Yeah.
visit Russell, and he goes, come over. And I opened the trailer, and Keenan's there, and I'm like, holy shit.
that family's got to be royalty too.
Yeah, a lot of them.
They're like the Barrymores
one
of comedy.
Keenan's grandkids, I guess, is doing stand-up at Laugh Factory. I can't remember her name, but
That's
we did some
ridiculous.
gigs together. The whole family.
Yeah. They're like Kennedys or something.
Yeah, of comedy, for sure.
Yeah,
What about your bloodline? What are they known for before fucking hats with swastikas on the front of them?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, we made a lot of helmets with little points on the top, man. We're not fighters, but man, can we stitch? Can we sew? This stuff will keep the rain off your face. You know what I mean? We a lot of hate literature. No, I'm kidding. Mostly. I don't know. We're trying to figure that out. But
Have you done this DNA thing?
Well, my brother's literally on top of it. My mother sent off her
No shit,
blood to
recently.
fucking Ancestry.com. But when you're white like that, it just comes back white. They don't know much. Like, if you were born in a certain part of the world, it's just like, yeah, you're just white, man.
Yeah, and
English, Irish, Scottish is barely a difference.
Yeah, if there's some mixing in that more predominantly white area, it's going to be like, what kind of pirate, great.
Yeah.
That guy was a rapist.
Yeah, probably. If you go back far enough.
Rape.
Yeah, probably.
There's definitely a rapist.
Yeah. I think the only reason white people are so into this right now is they just want to make sure that they weren't slave owners 100 years ago. And I don't blame them for that, right? Nobody wants to look back and see that.
With, this kind of spoke wheels of social media where everyone's jumping on a spoke.
Oh, absolutely.
And going around and around and around. And it's like, race is a very easy, quick thing to get on, even though it's just, how can you, who cares?
Yeah, it boggles my mind that we're even still talking about it.
No.
You know what I mean, it's like the red shirts versus the blue shirts. Like even the animals can figure out it doesn't make a fucking difference.
No,
man.
are you
were
delicious?
all on the same.
Can I eat
chunk.
you or fuck you?
Exactly. That's all I'm interested in.
It goes purge in a hurry.
Yeah.
You'll be giving blowjobs to your asshole for spring water.
Right. I believe I don't know. The powers that be it's all just a divide and conquer, Keep us fighting each other.
Totally.
Yeah.
Bait and switch.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Toss and turn.
I started thinking about the Magic Castle.
Really? I think about White Castle a lot.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've had it. It's not very good.
Really?
Are you a burger guy? I get teased because I eat hamburgers.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's teasing you about this?
The voices in my head.
Oh, okay. In which case you should listen.
No, like
Is that L.A. though? Is that L.A. I'm hearing there?
There's a lot of burger spots. In-N-Out. Have you had an In-N-Out burger?
I have, and yeah,
it's great.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
Were you in L.A. when I was there?
I was there a couple years ago, Valentine's Day.
Did we hang out?
Yeah, I think we did. We saw each other at the Improv or the store or something.
That's right.
We hung out. Which is the one with all the terrible fucking murals on the outside?
Oh, the Improv.
The Improv.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
The blind guy did those
Yeah,
in a
and there's
wheelchair.
like a dolphin in there or something. Yeah, fuck yeah.
He's
I love that.
A famous muralist, I think, in Los Angeles, and one of his things was a dolphin would be in it.
He'd be funny.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, everybody walks in and goes, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I just,
What did you think about? Was that the first time you were in Los Angeles?
It was my first time there, and
How long,
was
a couple weeks.
Just a week. Yeah, just came down to take the old Eddie Del Seppi reality tour.
Yeah.
Put myself in his shoes for a week. And I enjoyed it.
I didn't know you
man.
were like wearing Crocs.
Yeah, it was a tight squeeze. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I was one of those Chinese girls with the foot binding.
It's a little. It's different.
It's definitely different.
Right?
You know what really struck me is that everybody down there is trying real hard to look like they're not trying real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the way people deliver their material, it's just like, ugh. I feel like it
Or
really
the
looked
hype-
like they
the
wanted a lack of
hyper-
effort.
It's that lethargic kind of lazy. There's too much style behind it.
Yeah, it's effortless,
And then
but it's
you
not.
get a guy like blasting you like a fucking methed out weather report.
Exactly. Well, that's what I wonder. Like when Canadians come down here, do we just look like
I got a Tim
fucking
Hortons
dancing
cup here.
monkeys?
People are laughing.
Are we getting that product shot in there? There you go, Tim Hortons. Took fucking 20 minutes to get this fucking coffee. Let's speed it up, okay?
It's the worst.
Holy
are you a
shit.
coffee drinker?
I am, yeah. It's one of my addictions.
I'm a
yeah.
big one.
Oh, yeah.
And stop fucking around.
Oh, yeah.
Stop fucking around.
I see the sign, too. They had an express line.
I'm
but-
a school shooter.
Yeah, I'll
on
light up a
hiatus.
school for a coffee, man. Just give it to me.
I would kick 9 babies in the face for a coffee.
Yeah, you can't, feed me full
My
of
hand,
drugs.
I'm getting sweaty palms
Just
because
talking
the
about it.
idea of being in a situation that I might have to do something like that.
I'm actually dumber, too, in the morning until I get that first a sip of coffee in me. Like I've literally had it where I'm like trying to brainstorm comedy. I got nothing. I make a cup of coffee, and all of a sudden the ideas come flooding in.
It's like a slow burnout.
Yeah.
I've never driven a car. I don't know why I use that reference.
Well, I don't know if that applies to cars, to be honest with you.
Have you done a
More of a candle or incense you're thinking about.
what do you got going on? We're doing a showcase tonight.
Yes, both of us.
Oh, you got
tonight.
an album. Tell people about
Oh
your album, please.
yeah, it's a great new album. You can catch it on the Soundwave and the iTunes and all those things coming up very soon, probably in 2 weeks. It's called Born This Wait. It's,
Wait.
Wait. It's like Lady Gaga, but with weight. Wait, you'll see. You'll see the cover. It'll all make sense.
It's cool.
It's a lot of fun. I taped it right here in my home club here in Toronto. Taped by the lovely people down at Sirius XM, who I hope play the shit out of it because that pays Daddy's bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ben Miner, God bless you. Peace.
Yeah, and shout out to Ben Miner.
Yeah, and all the good people down there. And
he's kept a lot of people in comedy.
Man, like that opened up a big door for people just in that.
Some breathing room financially.
Yes, yeah, you could actually be a comic for a minute because you're getting checks.
Just a kind of hair over poverty.
Yeah, just
give me a little bit.
Yeah, man.
That I'm not.
And
it's because it's bypassed Canadian population and globalized it through the
absolutely.
internet.
Yeah, thank God.
So now it turns out that you have enough audience that you can live off of it, but they're all over the world.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, I've gotten comments from people in the strangest places about my jeans joke. For fuck's sake.
What are some of the places that you would like to do comedy?
Would I like to do comedy, man? That's
nothing festival related. Just a place that you would go for a week.
Well,
as a business and another week for a vacation.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, I wanted obviously the store and the Improv in New York and LA are obviously places I want to check off check those boxes for sure.
Yeah,
just bucket list kind of shit, but. I have friends like yourself and Ron and Pete and all sorts of guys who have done those European tours.
Sure.
Going across Europe, telling jokes in places. That's honestly more important to me than making it right now.
For a number of years, and there's really nothing outside of using the internet. You're really comedic. You'd be fine. Like your materials, it's going to travel easily.
I try to make
and you're proactive enough that you would probably come up with 10 off the top and endear them and then take them.
Yeah, I've done the road long enough. I think I can handle it.
What have you gone outside of North America at all before?
Very little.
No.
Back when it was easy to cross the border, I did it way back in the day when I first started a couple times.
But I mean outside of Canada, United States.
No, absolutely no. That's why. Yeah,
Really?
I've always
You're Canadian.
I'm through and through, buddy. Yeah.
Why don't you?
Yeah,
it's a weird one. I really, I found that early 2000, things around 2003, everything kind of came to I hit a ceiling.
Yeah.
Here, and I knew by watching like interviews and things with people like Martin Short and things like that, and enough interviews on Brian Lanahan. Remember Brian Lanahan?
No.
You're younger than me. Anyway, he would interview these world-class, fucking, I don't know, probably Brando and these one-on-one kind of Larry King, but way
poor him,
way detailed. So a lot of Canadians would come through and they're talking about towns and cities that I grew up or in or been around, and saying that what the process for them was that there wasn't just any population here to support anything they were doing.
No, that's why.
Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, absolutely.
He
understands. Yeah, he pitched SNL to the CBC, and they were like, "No, I don't think it would work." And he's like, "No, I can get this to work." And they're like, "Well, if it's such a great idea, why don't you go pitch it in the States?" Yeah. And he did.
Well,
and that's the institution that is Saturday Night Live.
Redoing the House of Frightenstein to the Comedy Network. They offered me a series, and they said no. And now they're doing it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There's a guy, what's his name? He used to write for that show. He's an old friend of Breslin's. He's been coming
Brian Ainsworth.
Glenn Griffith, I want to say.
Anyway, he wrote on with
House of Frightenstein.
Really?
He's the one that corrected me. I don't remember that kid or that show very well as a kid, and for the life of me, I thought it was House of Frankenstein the whole time.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, everybody thinks that. We had to say Frightenstein because of copyright reasons.
Sure. And it's way better. And Vincent Price doing the opening.
Absolutely. It was just a weirdly funny show. It always stuck with me as a kid, like the witch that was always making
Look at everything Rob Zombie's done.
Her heads. Yeah.
Rob Zombie's pulled from that.
Yeah,
it's Saturday morning kid show.
I got it.
Horror film stuff.
Yeah, even though it's like weird 70s humor, it connected. Should we take
Is there anybody
call?
What are they writing?
Okay, let's talk. All right.
People who
Brian James, I smoked hash with you in Newfoundland. Wow, thank you. I assume you're talking to Jason. I don't remember the hash. Although I smoked a lot of things. Newfoundland is the only place where I've been casually offered meth.
Really?
Yeah, I was literally just complimenting the host of this party. Oh, man, I miss that town. I miss that club.
Yeah.
Man. Get that shit open again.
That's your kind of utopia where, like, the people come in, they're cool.
Yeah.
They're a little drunk.
A little.
They're not super sharp.
No, yeah.
And
I'm smart.
And it's great. It's like it's like weightless.
It's like these little small towns here in Ontario where you're a little big shot because you're the entertainment in town. You're the only thing going on that night. That's what Newfoundland
You're
is.
kind of a star by default.
Yeah. And because of the lack of employment out there, the population of women is like 4-1 to men there. So let's just say I had many good times. That's where I fucked the witch I was mentioning over there.
She put a crystal in the crack of your ass and slap you across the face?
She actually removed a couple of warts, which was nice. She didn't have to do that, but that was sweet.
Would she use like a piece of piano wire?
It was actually a magic wand and just some of her pubic hairs, which were very strong.
She hog-tied your barnacle?
Yeah, and just cast a little spell and put a bow on that thing. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about anymore. God, she was a good lady. I tell you what.
Pigs.
Yeah, man. She made some crazy.
Are you with anybody now?
Is she with somebody?
No, you. Yeah. Oh, you guys still sending letters back and forth?
Well, I creep her out on Facebook every once in a while. No, I am not with anybody right now. If you are offering,
no, I'm painfully alone.
No, I am unfortunately back to my 40-year project of mastering the art of masturbation.
Yeah,
but
I don't even jerk off anymore. I just throw up on my dick and roll over and go, "You fix it."
There you go. I like it, man.
That's how I protest.
Sometimes I just take a run. Like I'll take all my clothes off and just kind of run dick first into the wall as hard as I can.
Yeah.
And sometimes I pass out. Sometimes I come. Either way, that's my night. You know what I mean?
We're gonna take a break.
Yeah.
And we'll be back after a smoke break.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, this is Jason Rouse, and we're back again after the third break. I'm going to have to use the audio from that. I forgot to hit the record button.
Wow.
Damn it.
This is the kind of professionalism you can expect when you hire Jason Rouse.
Had weed in it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Pretty thick.
You smoke pot all the time.
I'm pretty regular. Yeah. It's if I don't, people
John
get hurt.
Steinberg smokes marijuana.
Yeah, I don't smoke it on that level, but I respect anybody who can.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I should plug some dates.
Yeah. I was going to say before you mentioned all those countries, you didn't tell a fucking soul when you were going to be there. That leaves a bit of a window open.
Go to jasonrouse.com.
Yeah,
and we'll find that I'm going to be
on the screen.
On the street. I'm going to be in Moncton, New Brunswick at Hell's Basement, October 25th. St. John, Yuck Yucks, 26th, 27th. Whiskey Jacks and Whitehorse, November 2 and 3. Yuck Yucks, London, Ontario, November 9, 10. Yuck Yucks, Hamilton, November 16, 17. Niagara Falls, Yuck Yucks, November 22, 23, 24. And Toronto it's going to be fucking insane. I've got this kid, young man, comedian from Alberta named Sam Walker.
I've never heard of him.
You will.
Excited to meet him.
And Rocco Stowe, who's Margaret Cho's boyfriend and opening act, friend of mine from Los Angeles.
Oh, crazy.
He's going to do this Toronto weekend with me.
Beautiful.
And then after Toronto, I fly to Copenhagen, and I'll be in Denmark from December 2nd to the 15th. Then on December 15th, Norway. I can't pronounce it. And then Gothenburg, December 16th, and Hamar, Norway, December 18th. And then City Scene, Alta. And then I'm going to go back to Denmark, and I think I'm going to spend my birthday on New Year's Eve in Copenhagen.
Get out of here.
Trying to get an uncurable disease with some drifter.
Well, you're in the right place.
It should be good. It should be good.
Wow. Do you have a name for that tour?
It's called Now Fear This.
Now Fear This.
Yeah.
I like it.
And your comedy album is called?
It's called Born This Weight.
Born This Weight.
And my upcoming tour is called the White Privilege Tour.
Great.
If you have it, don't waste it. The only thing worse than white
If you
privilege.
have it, don't waste it.
No, it's called Emily and Irony. It's myself and Patrick Hay.
Is it really?
No, I'm kidding. I'm just throwing out tour names. Any
Hey,
of these
if this
sticking?
was the States, somebody would be like, I think that's a great idea.
I could book that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're out there, Norway, Wisconsin, whoever's listening,
Where all the white ones are.
hit me up. Oh, God.
What did I drop?
My Aerocell.
That was the rusty battery that gives you
fuck yeah.
lockjaw.
That's my Rusty Battery is the same name I use for my dick.
Oh. I'm a little nervous about tonight.
Yeah, how come? Unload. All over my chest. Let me hear it.
I don't want to bring any spite.
You don't want to bring any spy. Oh, you're afraid that your inner feelings are going to slip out? You're going to tell these people what you really think of them right in the middle of your tongue?
I don't want to be an asshole. I just feel a little fucked off
Well,
in life in general.
sure. Yeah. We all, we all feel a
And
little
it's a
burned.
weird place to be when you don't need something.
Yes, yeah, I understand.
It's very
a
empowering.
different feeling, like these shows. I don't think people understand that it's not a regular
I
comedy
need
show.
it because it's an obstacle, but it's not really on my path at this
no,
point.
yeah, exactly. It's
I have bigger fish to fry.
in the long run. It's
I'm trying to
2
get a
days of
hit-
work.
Trying to get a hit stand-up special so I can do free spots at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Because it's Bill Burr, Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
Russell Peters,
Yeah.
Jeremy Hatt,
a tough
Harlan
lineup.
Williams,
Yeah.
50 deep. You've seen the fucking
Nice hands.
clang, clang, clang. Can we get some horseshoes in here? The ringing stopped
We
in
need
my
more
ears.
batteries. Anything I can roll?
It's such a weird dynamic now. You have to get famous to do comedy.
That's fucked. Yeah. Yeah. Well, good luck with that, man. I'm just trying to figure out how you got to fucking cope with that.
Just at a club level.
Yeah, that's what.
To technically, to be able to put a couple hundred people in a room anywhere in the English-speaking audience,
Yeah.
you need to have that as a minimum.
Minimum. Yeah, like literally, they'll look at you now and be like, "How many Twitter followers do you have?"
Oh,
okay,
flat
I'm
out.
hanging up the phone. I'm
Yeah.
hanging up the phone. Call me
Yeah.
back when you have 2,500.
And then someone's doing a guest spot on the show, and there's 300 people in the room because they've got a
following.
Vine following.
This whole YouTube comedy thing, too.
Damn
I don't,
you!
I don't get it.
Futuristic children
Yeah.
of God.
I met a kid in London, Ontario. He's got 225,000 Twitter followers. And
You can make a
he's
living
YouTube
off of
comic,
that
and I
through,
don't get
through
it.
sponsors and everything. You can gain an income. Anyways, the game has changed.
Very much, man.
I'm not going anywhere.
No, why? Oh, I'm here for the long haul.
You've got to be like 18 years in.
Almost, I'd say, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a fucking stretch.
Yeah, I'm happy to say I've made it.
Yeah.
I'm still alive.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And but I think we're gonna get ready.
Yeah. Speaking of showcases.
And we're gonna leave and go to Yuck Yucks and bring the haha tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show, Brian.
Anytime, man.
What are your Twitter, Instagram, all
at Brian Hatt on Twitter, at Brian_Hatt on Instagram. I'm all over Facebook. Got a fan page, got my normal page, all that shit, BrianHatt.ca. Yeah, and I'm in London next month. I've got Niagara Falls and fucking Ottawa. I'll be headlining out there in December.
Los Angeles. I'll see you around Valentine's Day.
I fucking hope so, buddy.
Cool, man.
Yeah. If I don't get there, you fuck Eddie for me.
Legs behind the head, right in the pussy balls.
Man, he's done the Pilates. He's got the flexibility.
And if you're listening to this and it feels a little clunky, you can literally watch the entire unedited episode on my official page.
Okay, there you go.
Did you give the pot's strong, bro?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's that Canadian weed, kids. Come on up.
Thanks for listening to the show. Come to the shows, and we're gonna have some fun. Especially Denmark's gonna be
man.
fucking insane.
And holler at me, Norway. What the fuck? It's been 20 years.
Holler at 'em.
Huh?
Call your people.
Jesus. I'm white.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.